Welcome back to another The Complete Animation of. This time we're looking at Zira from The Lion King 2 and also The Lion Guard. Zira is a really good villain. And it's hard to explain exactly why. She's basically a female Scar. The lore people tell me that she and Scar were never romantically involved, but I find that hard to believe. They're so perfect for each other. Why wouldn't they be? Just look at her. Her eyes and her mouth. Like how she has part of her ear chewed off. And look at how she moves. So well animated. She's really the best foil that Simba could ever hope for. But, yeah, The Lion King 2. This is another movie that I really think that they don't give this movie enough credit for what it is. It's really well animated. I guess I gushed enough about this movie back in my actual review of it. It's not really a review. I call it a look back because, came out 20 years ago. A review is usually for critics of the time to say how they liked a movie, but yeah, I really like it. And look at Zira's mouth. She's just so full of teeth, and everything she says has the teeth in it. And just how dynamic her lips are goes all the way from being about as small as a human mouth all the way to being, as wide as a lion's mouth is, traveling all the way down her muzzle so it can bear all of her teeth. Yeah, she uses a lot of teeth. She bares her teeth so often, and her mouth is so wide a bunch of the time. Man, the animators here really nailed the look of a lion. Lions are long. If lions were boats, they'd be long boats. And they really nailed her paws, her front paws, to act like hands. Later on in The Lion Guard, one of the big downgrades in animation that came from one of the big step downs in animation is how characters don't use their paws as hands very much anymore. Which is a real shame, because if you think about how often Scar did it in The Lion King 1 and how often Zira does it here, it's such a good way of anthropomorphizing a character who otherwise is very natural looking. Their bodies are all, proper lion proportions. It's all basically the things that make them who they are how the motions that they do, their eyes and their mouths, and their front paws. It's the way they work, it goes between being a leg and an arm almost at will. It's so cool. So the lionesses in The Lion King are really interesting because most of them aren't major characters. They're mostly extras, really, except for the ones that have names. That's an obvious thing. If they don't have a name and they're just there, they're an extra. But there's a lot of them. Both with the outsiders, all these lionesses who are loyal to Zira, and also in the Pride Lands, all of the lionesses in Simba's Pride, which is an interesting thing. There's a lot that you could say about that, with like harems and things. But let's not get into that. This is about the animation here. Now here, when it zooms in, you can sort of see the lines a bit more. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely... It's when it zooms in like that, you can sort of tell the difference in quality and line work between this and The Lion King 1. And look at Zira's eyebrows. If you were to get a 3D model of her eyebrows would really just be jutting out so much. It's a way of maintaining the lion profile, but at the same time giving your eyes more expression. She's really solidly built, too. I don't know, it's like... Zira is terrifying. She's pure evil. Like, she wouldn't be pleasant to have around at all, but she has some definitely pleasing aesthetic qualities. And right here, this scene coming up right here, when she's... Yeah, right here. Reminds me a lot of the end credits of Ice Age 4. You say what you will about that movie. It's pretty well animated for being CG. And the end dance scene, when they're all dancing, I really liked that during the credits. That sounds dumb, but I really did enjoy that end credit scene for Ice Age 4. And the reason I bring it up in this video is because I really liked how Shira, is that her name? Diego's girlfriend, how she was dancing. But yeah, I don't know what to say, because it's like, I basically said everything I wanted to about Zira's character in my Lion King 2 video. And how can I just keep going on and on about how awesome her animation is? I kind of have to in order to make this a completely commentated video so that YouTube doesn't take it down. But yeah. Of all the named lionesses in The Lion King, Zira's definitely up there. There aren't that many, though. I think the named lionesses include Zira, Vitani, Nala, Sirabi, and Serafina. Nobody knows who Serafina is unless they really care about The Lion King, because she has literally one line in The Lion King 1, and her name isn't given anywhere except for the end credits, but she's Nala's mom. The one line that she gives is near the beginning when Simba's asking if they can go to the water hole, and she says, what do you think, Sarabi? But here, Zira is at her worst, just so much teeth, laughing it up. I guess I can't say that about the voice actresses who play her. I don't remember her name in this one, and I think the name in The Lion Guard is Nika Futterman. She also does the voice of Zagara in StarCraft 2. But the original voice actress in The Lion King 2 just really sold the character. It's like, how do you get such a feminine, like, succulent yet deep voice? I don't know. So editing these complete animation videos is always tricky, because a bunch of time there are clips that don't have hardly any footage of them. Some clips have them, but they don't move. Some clips have only part of them. This one was my first complete animation of video, and I just decided, hey, if they appear in the frame, I'll keep it. It's not like my second go around with my Great Prince of the Forest one where I trimmed out the bits that weren't interesting. The animation here never made congruent sense to me. It always felt like she was falling down the cliff and then she came back up again to fall down some more. Didn't work that well. Now we're into the Lion Guard, the only episode so far that Zira appears in, although the hints about future episodes here in Season 2 suggest that she'll be coming back, which is really awesome because Scar is back. I think I've said this before, but I really hope that they retcon many of the events of The Lion King 2. I'd like to forget that happened so that the Lion Guard can start to go into better directions. So one of the big downgrades in the Lion Guard is since they moved away from traditional animation and now it's all done with computers and with symbols and things, probably done in Toon Boom. The characters aren't nearly as dynamic, which is to be expected because, for a show like this, they have to be economical. Yes, the show probably has a healthy budget and has a healthy viewership, but they still have to do things economically. And as such, Zira, along with other characters, really has a downgrade in animation quality. But they really nailed her essence here. She's still evil and conniving. There she is in the background in this bit. I think if I were going to recut this, I would change it so that it's only when she's doing something more interesting than just standing still or really in the far background. Of all the characters in this episode that came back, I think the one that they missed the mark the most on is Vitani. She has so few lines. For this little bit of this cut, if you listen to it with the sound on, which I can't do for this, Zira's just, "Oh, Kion, I'm soap." "You are?" "Oh, yes." Just the way that the audio worked as I was cutting it. I found that really humorous. Keep thinking I could make that into a YouTube poop or something. So here's Zira using her paw as a hand. It's not nearly as dynamic as what she did in The Lion King 2, but it's nice that they gave this a try. That's a pretty good animation of her walking into the cave. So, I don't really care for this song too much, but I do like how expressive Zira is during it. Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Lion Guard does not need to have a song in every episode. I would much rather them not have a song in every episode because oftentimes I just feel that they end up feeling mediocre. I'd much rather, and there's some songs that are just outright grating. Have you ever listened to Tickbirds and Rhinos? From the episode, Oh No, the Tickbird? That is such a terrible song. Whatever, I'm not here to throw dirt on the Lion Guard. I really do like the show. I'm here to talk about Zira. But again, it's what is there to say about Zira? She's awesome. I just had to keep this clip of Fuli in. It's so good. It's supposed to be the complete animation of Zira, but I threw that one little bit of Fuli stretching in because I also love that bit of animation. One of these days I might also do some animation, a complete animation for other members of the Guard. But given the sheer volume of footage there is for them and the fact that it keeps on growing, I think I might have to pass, because if I did the complete animation of Kion, who appears in every episode, oh, these lionesses. That one on the left almost looks like a guy, just like jawline and things. Just nameless extras who are loyal to Zira. But yeah, if I did a complete animation of every character, especially from the guard themselves, it'd take forever. I'd never do it for Bunga, though. Man. Bunga is a character that I have a difficult relationship with, if that makes sense. Like, it's like I feel like they shouldn't have made him part of the show, but I'm glad that they're trying to make him work, and sometimes he does. The lip sync here is really good. If you look at other TV shows and you look at how they do their animation, it's usually really simple. Man, a bunch of Cartoon Network things. And their mouths, they move completely within the confines of their face, and they don't have any jaw. But here in the Lion Guard, this is a TV show, like economically animated, and yet they have these huge dynamic jaws. Look at that. It's really impressive. And the impressive thing is that they got Jason Marsden to reprise his role as Kovu here. Jason Marsden is such a good voice actor. He's in so many things, too. He's in Skyrim. He's in Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. He wasn't that good in Jedi Academy. But that's not because of him. That's because of the character and his writing. So, even with the more budget animation of this, Zira's got a very dynamic face. Especially with how she turns her head. It really does turn as if she was a real character. Yeah, I like Zira. I like what they did with her in the Lion Guard, and I hope they bring her back. And there she goes. Team Zira's blasting off again. Well, the video's just about over, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back again with another video, whether it be a complete animation of or a scripted one sometime later. Thanks. Bye.